Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. I can't seem to keep this under 10 minutes. Okay, this is the rest of my why. This is kind of old now. I meant to do this a lot earlier. I started this with my video, my UFO experience, and I never really finished it. Why do I talk about truth? Why don't I just shut up and play the game? Well, the reason for that is, well, here's a quote from Carl Jung. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. That is a great line. And it all starts with school, and I already did a video on this largely, but the structure, the mind control focus of it. Pink Floyd did a song called The Wall, and they had lines in the song, we don't need no education, we don't need no mind control. And I'm not saying we don't need no education, but the truth in that statement is that, you know, we have everything we need, the heart, the intuition, and the mind. We just need to listen to ourselves, face ourselves. We need to wake up in ourselves. Now, I can be free, I can be awake, but as long as most people are not, and they're going along with the malarkey, nothing's going to change. I'm still going to be trapped because their minds are trapped. You know, enough people need to wake up for us all to really live in a free world. The original definition for insanity was to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. The symbol for insanity is this, the spiral. And what are we trained to do since we're children? Through our busy projects in school and then in the workplace. We do things in spirals, right? Around, around, around again. We learn to be repetitious. And that really limits us. It keeps us from evolving, from being all that we can be. And, well, we live in a maze, don't we? A maze of distraction, of disconnection from the true self, the inner self, and the external material world. I used to live in the city of Toronto. And then I stood outside and I looked at the whole thing. I took it all in. Where there should have been sky, there was pollution. Where there should have been trees, there was buildings. And where there should have been ground, there was cement. And I'm taking in the whole structure. I don't mean one of the buildings, the structures. I mean the structure of the whole city. And everyone moving through it like mice, not thinking about it, not stopping to look at it. I was the only one. And me just taking in this whole structure, wondering who designed it. And I walk into this complex. And there's a couple on a bench, arm in arm, you know, true love. And I don't usually stare, but I thought it was so beautiful. I teared up at the sight of it. And I looked around, and everyone else is just moving, all dressed the same, walking the same, acting the same, talking the same, like a bunch of androids. Go to the city of Toronto, especially uptown, you'll see what I mean. And these people have souls, they have hearts, but they're disconnected. They're lost in the maze, or the matrix, if you will. And the very few people who are awake, they're not seen. It's like they're not even there. No one even sees them. You might as well be invisible. Very strange. Very, very strange. But people see it. It's so hard. No one wants to face the truth. No one wants to look in the mirror and look into their own eyes and take in the truth. Everyone wants to be distracted in the maze. Now, who designed this maze? This labyrinth? You know, the matrix, whatever you want to call it. Well, there is no designer. That's the thing. When you really study history, there's always what you might call mysterious aspects. You see, some elitists might come up with a concept of, oh, I don't know, a new world order. And even if that were to happen, it would never be what they planned, because nothing ever works out that way. The schemers never get control, because there is no control. Control is an illusion. Life is free-flowing. There are no controllers. There are only manipulators. See, life is like a tide. You need to flow, go with the tide. You turn against the tide, that's when things go chaotic. And it's these manipulators, the ones that are trying to cling onto the rocks and trying to kind of get control, trying to get control, that are the ones disrupting the natural flow of things. And so all these walls, all these barriers, psychological and physical, and they're all psychological. That's important to understand. People forget everything is psychological, everything is symbolic. symbolism is an incredibly important subject I'm going to be going into in the future. If you study any subject, study symbolism. Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell, great minds of late that you really should read about. Strongly recommend. I'll be going into this again myself. The mind does not work the way people think. And reality does not work the way people think. It's unconscious. It's all to do with symbolism and energy. There are no controllers. There are only manipulators. And as long as you're going along with the scheme, trying to hold up your end of this illusion, then you're part of the problem. And you're lost. And as long as so many people are lost, then we're all kind of trapped in this thing, no matter how awake some of us might be. And it's frustrating. It's really unnecessary. The great thing is we can't wake up. But we have to listen to ourselves. We have to learn to listen to ourselves, just as Carl Jung said. And so this is why I talk about the truth. It's freedom. It's freedom for me. It's freedom for you. It must come out.